So today we will discuss some Node.js interview questions that are really important, and these are more frequently asked. So these are like streams versus buffers, and we will discuss PM2, what is PM2, and what is serverless Node.js as well, and CQRS, and Redis rate limiting. You have heard of rate limiting, but we will discuss the Redis. So the first question arises, what is the difference between streams and buffers in Node.js? So basically, buffer streams definition like temporary storage for raw binary data, and it gets handled in chunks, and it can be used in reading small files or data blocks or large files even, and network data, video, audio, piping, memory loads entire data into memory, and Redis writes in chunks efficiently. So this is how we can use streams. We can utilize inbuilt function that is fs, sorry, library that is fs, and we can utilize the method create read stream. This will create a read stream on which we can use the pipe operator, and we can write as well. So we can write on the same stream, like via creating a write stream on the same. So this stream is both readable and writable, you can say. So we use stream for performance critical and large data transfers as well. Okay. So the next question is, what is PM2 actually and why it is used in Node.js heavily in the deployments? So PM2 is a production process manager for the Node.js app, and these are features for this. It keeps apps alive forever. Basically, it auto restarts if something fails or it crashes. It is used for load balancing as well across the CPU cores if you are using cluster mode. Otherwise, it works the same as regular load balancing. It is used for monitoring and logs as well. So you can check the dashboards, how services are doing. You can use your regular app start commands starting with PM2. You have to install first, of course. PM2 simplifies deployment, scaling, and monitoring in production environments. The next question is, how does serverless works with Node.js? So let's understand what is serverless. Serverless is basically you do not have any server. It could be like Express server or something. You do not have that. So serverless codes run in functions as service, FAAS, with automatic scaling. You can scale it out. Few examples are AWS Lambda, GC functions, Azure functions. I would say AWS Lambda is most frequently used. And the benefits are no server maintenance because you do not have server, and pay per execution model. As you go, as you scale your methods, you will be paying cost for that. And it is also auto scale based on load. Great for APIs and schedule jobs and event driven architecture. Next question is, what is CQRS and can it be implemented in Node.js apps? So CQRS is command query responsibility segregation separates. It basically separates commands and queries. So if you have update state like create, update and delete, and the queries like read state. Benefits are scalability and for the read write scaling, and it is optimized models for reading versus writing. It is a clean architecture, and we can use separate services or controller for mutation versus queries in Node.js APIs. It is often used with event sourcing in distributed systems. The last question is, how do we implement distributed rate limiting with Redis in Node.js? So use Redis as a centralized store for rate limits across multiple apps instance. How we can do that? So we would require these two libraries. One is rate limit. You can also write your own rate limit without using any third-party library. Basically, you can use some concepts or promises like raise and all those things. You can build your custom rate limiting as well. And there is Redis store that you need that. So in your middleware, you would use rate limit and you will pass the store, new Redis store, basically the initialization part, and you can have window millisecond time and max time. So this ensures the consistent rate limiting in horizontal scale deployments. So basically today we discussed these topics and hopefully you have learned something and you will be answering this in your interviews. Yep. Thank you so much for today. Thank you.